Skeletower in time. Alright, cool. So yeah, let's begin. Welcome everyone to Skeletower. Oh yeah, I need to set this up. Doo -doo -doo. Give me a second. Alright, edit, share, put it on the Discord. Let me actually start off by doing this. Because I'm sure Discord, yep, I was right, it pops up there. Alright, put this over in the stream notifications. Notification squad. I am not dead. Boom. Skeletower stream 7. Cool. Alrighty then. It's time to program. So last time we left off, we made some default models. We got ourselves some skeletons. So yeah. Today the first thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be making some we're going to be making some animations, and then we're going to make it so you can explode when you merge, because right now it's just kind of not that. So I guess I should also mention that next week I'm going to be doing a devlog of the game, so I want to actually have some more content for it. So yeah, right now the movement works, but it doesn't look very good because there's no animations. So I'm going to make some placeholder animations, just, a basic walk cycle. These aren't going to be final most likely. I really doubt it. But yeah, I just want something, and then we're going to make it so you can actually do the normal stuff that you would expect. So when you press down like this, or like this, to merge the two skeletons, um, that's going to explode one skeleton, and you're going to see all their bones fly everywhere, and they're going to get dragged behind the skeleton's heart. So you can see right here, I just have a placeholder sphere as the heart, and basically all the bones are going to trail behind it. They're going to be pulled along, and then the heart is going to merge with the other heart, and then the rest of the bones will actually start circling the other skeleton. And at that point, then you'll be able to dash out and the skeleton will reform as you do that. So yeah, I guess first thing we need to do is actually make some animations. So let's do that first. Let's open up player. Let's see which of these is actually the player. I think this, no, this is a prefab. This is the player. Now we got Blender. Cool. So yeah, the first step is to rig him. And hmm, do we make a separate root bone, or do we make the root bone the base of the spine? Hmm. Yo, welcome to the stream, Derpy Sheep. Glad you can make it. Thank you for joining us. It's been 7 streams and still no Peach. What I'm more surprised about is I still don't have I don't have a thumbnail for the stream yet. It's just been the default Waluigi logo, I think, when I'm streaming, and then it defaults to a random selection after I'm done. So I need to do that. That's something I'm planning on doing once I can actually pose this guy. I'll make um a default thumbnail. So yeah, let's start off by adding an armature. Let's do that first. I think we're gonna just make this the um yeah, I think we're gonna make this the main route. So I think what we're going to do is actually do this. We're going to start this at the base of the model. Hmm. If I do G, Z, -1, there we go. And now we can edit the main point however we like. I don't know, that actually doesn't seem smart. Because what is this actually going to connect to? I mean, the main parent is the heart in Unity. Like you can see that if we go into player, the main heart, well, I guess the heart's actually a little offset, but that's fine. Yeah, the heart's a little offset. So as a part of that is going to be the rig. I don't really think there's a reason to do that. I guess there technically is. I think it's fine if we just make a small bone like right here in the pelvis. I mean, all the bones are going to be separated, so I guess there's that. Nah. We'll have this come up to where you start. Um, let's name the bone. We'll call this one um, root. Also, we want to viewport display in front. Now, if we go ahead and move this back, we just want to move this back. I think we might actually want to move the entire skeleton. How's this doing on the y-axis? It is moved slightly on the y-axis. Could have called it the tailbone. I mean, it's not really the tailbone, because the tailbone would be going away from the root, or it would be going away from the spine. Because if your spine's here, your tailbone's coming out this way. It's not really going into the model. Essentially, the point of a root bone is I want to be able to, move the skeleton around generally and free. I can just move the root bone, and it's just this big bone that I can grab. There really isn't a purpose for it, honestly. I'm actually gonna remove it. Or I'm going to, I guess first things first, I need to put this back in its original spot. And yeah, we're just not gonna have a tailbone. It's not really necessary. So yeah, we're just gonna edit it. So this is going to be the very base of the spine. Can we shrink it down a little bit? I am in edit mode, that's good. So yeah, we'll have that come up to here. And it'll be in charge of these two bones. Let's make the central spine first. It'd be funny. Yeah. I guess this should be more in the middle of the two bones. So we'll move this in between these two bones as well. Extrude this again. We can move this up a little bit, I'd say. There we go. And then we can add in one more for the spine. Oh, I should be naming these. Let's since this isn't really the root, it's just this. It is a root technically, but it's not really acting as a root. I'm going to be calling it spine base. I'll just call it spine 1. Or spine.001. not space, just to go with the normal naming convention. Spine dot 002, spine dot 003, and there we go. Now we can just extrude this one up, and we're done with the spine. Had multiple things selected. Okay, never mind. Although I think this should be slightly further back. There we go. Now, I will say one really good thing about this is I actually don't have to care as much about the bone weight painting because guess what? It's a skeleton. You don't have skin that stretches and whatnot. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about, oh, you flick the hand back and now you have the fingers and it's dumb stuff. It's a bone. It doesn't stretch. It doesn't like have like in a neck. You don't have to worry about this stretching and squishing when you tilt the head because there is no neck. It's a skeleton. It's a bony boy. So that's something nice. Yeah, we'll have this. And then yeah, we want a lower jaw, and that's it. That's all we need for the facial bones. We can Alt P to disconnect it. And now we just move it down here like this. And yeah. What's next? Do we really need to make the ribs do anything? Like really they should just follow along with the spine. Like it's not going to be bending that much, so I don't think we really need to do anything. We do need those bones though. That was spinal 4. I should name these, so I'll name this the head. Head. Then we'll name this lower jaw. Or I'll just call it jaw. Now what I can do is I can make the shoulder. I'm debating moving this down a little bit. Nah. We'll do this. And I want to make sure this is even like this. So it moves back a little bit. And this bone is the um, right. No, this is his left. So this is his shoulder left. Hmm. I guess it does make sense for that to be that way. So next thing I'll do is extrude this out, not both of them. I'll extrude this out and then I'll disconnect it. Also, I should not be in this view. It should be this way. Oh, I could just duplicate it. That's not where I want it to come from though. Yeah, because if the shoulder rotates, this inside of it should rotate as well. So yeah, this actually needs to extrude out and then we go ahead and um I guess we could just duplicate it and then delete this one. That's stupid, but I'm doing it anyway because haha, it's funny. And yeah, I mean that is in fact an arm. It's an arm bone. We can move this forward a little bit on the Y. And yeah, next up we go ahead and extrude it again. And then we go ahead and make the hand. We can actually move this up a little bit. I'm actually not going to though. Then we make the thumb. There we go. That's how you rig. Something looks weird. Oh yeah, it's because there's a hole in the wrist. That's how skeletons work. We want the thumb to come down as well. We can also name these. So this is going to be um, arm L, and then this is going to be, wait, did I put a space? Yeah, I did put a space. So this is going to be, what did I call it? Humerus radius. So this is the humerus. This is the radius, and then there's the ulna. Yeah, ulna. Okay. So I'll just call this radius and humerus. That'll work. So yeah, this is humerus L, just like that. Humerus L. This L is quite humorous indeed. And then we can make this be the radius L. All right. And now we can make this be thumb L. And then this is hand L. Pretty simple. So next up, we need to make the legs. It's a bit weird. So first things first, we need to make the pelvis bones do things. It's a bit weird, but I think I'm going to do it this way. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off like this. I'm going to take out a bone like this. We're going to disconnect it, Alt P. First of all, because this is our base, our root, we have to actually do it this way, where we have to have it coming from the top of this bone, not from the bottom. Otherwise, this would be the parent bone, and that wouldn't make sense. Well, hello over Will7747. Glad you make it for. Thank you for joining us. Ma. What a great word, uttered by a great YouTube channel. I truly enjoy watching their videos every 11 p.m. In fact, it's almost 11 p.m. now, but I'm streaming, so I can't watch it. It's such a shame. But yeah, while I would love to make this bone be like lengthwise down the pelvis, I think it makes more sense for it to be like this, where it's pointed downwards, because now it'll connect directly into the leg, and I can still manipulate this freely. Can I do the Ma voice? Ma! I did such a great job. I truly wish I was as cool as Mario Goes Ma and could do it like him. Unfortunately, I'm not. Alright, so this is just pelvis L. So, I guess for music right now, as you can hear, it's the Breath of the Wild soundtrack because I have been playing, as you might have noticed, I haven't been streaming a lot, and that's because I've been working on stuff. Um, I haven't had a lot of time. Um, that and Tears of the Kingdom came out. I have been playing it a lot. I won't spoil anything about it in the stream though, because I know people haven't played it. I will say that I've had a lot of fun with it though. There's one character that I've seen who says morning to you in the middle of the night, and I wish I could tip him because he's like the innkeeper in Terrytown. Because that's what I say. I always, whenever I greet people in this real world that we live in, I always say morning because it's funny. It's always morning if you never sleep. And I've been going to bed at 5 in the morning every night, so. All right, let's move this back a little bit. We actually want to move you back. And I think we want to move this down a little bit so that way we can have this extend down. Actually, we can move it up a little bit. All right, there we go. And yeah, that's basically the skeleton. That's the rig. That's it. All right, let's name them. This is the femur L. Then we have this, which is, I'll just call it the leg L. Then we have foot L. There we go. And now because we named them L, if I just hit A and I hit armature mirror, interactive mirror, no. I know there's like a double thing. Symmetrize. Let's go, it worked. And these are all named R. I don't have to do any of the work. Let's go. Now if I'm correct, oh wait, this has a mirror modifier, doesn't it? Will that affect anything? I don't know. Because it does have a mirror modifier. I'm sure it'll be fine. What's the worst that could happen? Anyway, so we highlight this, and then we hit Control P, and then we can do with envelope weight. I don't want them to have default weights. All right. So now we're all connected to the armature. Let's save really quickly. I'm going to see what this looks like in Unity. I'm sure Unity is going to have absolutely no problems with this whatsoever. So one thing I'm noticing immediately, you might notice you can see through this leg. So the normals got inverted somehow. How they got inverted, I have no idea. They didn't happen to the arms. Happened to the legs, though. Interesting, interesting. The head actually looks okay, which is surprising to me. Yeah, I do not know why that happened. Let's go ahead and look at the face orientation here. So this leg is screwed up on both of them, but, like, still doesn't really explain why that happened. A, mesh, normals, flip outside. Okay, okay. Let's save it again, see if it's still broken. Because I thought all the legs were broken, but maybe I just missed. Yeah, maybe it's okay. Nope, you can still see inside of a femur leg, as well as this leg, or the kneecap. Its normals are inverted, which is why. But why the normals are inverted? No, that's a really good question. Um, hmm. So it looks like it's all the normals that are inverted. Oh. I think the reason it is because when I actually made the left side or the right side of a skeleton, I actually just copy and paste or duplicated the scale, or I duplicated the thing and then I scaled it. So by scaling it, I scaled it by -1, which inherently makes the normals inside out. Hmm. You see, now this is a problem. So if I look at this, scale by -1, that did not do what I thought it was going to do. All right. Hmm. So how do I do this? Bone envelopes. What does that do? Let's just turn on preserve volume on all of them. A, preserve volume, copy to all. That actually, before I do that, I should select all, but I should deselect the armature. So now I should be able to do this, copy to selected. Now we should be able to see what this actually does. Does it fix it? It does not. Okay. Oh, I should actually be able to show it if I go like this. Now it might be an import setting, which I need to set. Rig. Okay. Hmm. So first of all, we can just turn off this. That doesn't preserve volume. So copy to selected. Now one thing we could technically do is just copy um the all the things like the scale and whatnot. Huh. I want to apply its scale. Um, Crap. So first of all, what happens if I unparent everything? You know, I just unparent everything. Okay, so I can't unselect this for some reason as well. That's great. Oh wait, I can just hit this and then Control I, and that'll give me everything that is in the armature. So I can Alt P these. Clear parent. So now if I click on one of these, it should just get rid of the armature modifier. It does. So now it's no longer parented. Let's see if this problem still exists. No. So it's only when the rig happens. That's interesting. Something else that's interesting is when I had them parented, they weren't actually parented under the bone. That's interesting. That'll make things weirder, but I might still be able to work with this. Something that I'm hoping for is with the actual model, the way that I hope to make the explosion effect work is I basically keep the rig in place. You know, I make it do a T-pose, haha, funny, but I have it T-pose or whatever, and all the bones just disconnect from it and become normal objects that are unparented. They just have a script that says, okay, make sure you stay close to this heart object, and it can know that. Where's the heart in this? Okay. So the heart is separate. That's good. This has a scale of 0.51. This has a scale of negative 0.51. So this is back when it was parented. Let's save this. So let's see. Let's see if we can just get one of the bones correct. Let's start off with the pelvis. That pelvis, this pelvis should be correct. Did that do it? No. Hmm. This is problematic. Now there is, of course, one surefire way to make it work, which is this. If I control A and then I apply its scale, well, first, this is also a little annoying because these are instances of each other. So if I do this, they will no longer be separate instances, which will be annoying because that means I'll have to edit both together. AKA, they won't be mirrored correctly. So, how do I do it? There may be one way. First of all, if I go ahead and, let's say I was to delete this, that is really good. What that tells me is I can technically mirror it. I just have to mirror it and hide the original. So I want to mirror it before anything, I think. So flip didn't do anything. You know what? Honestly, it's fine. Well, first, I want to see if there is something else that might be able to do it. Not really. All right, Control A, apply the scale. So now, if we go back to Unity, now it should basically be guaranteed to be fixed. Because now it has a scale of 1. And yeah, as expected, it works. Wait, hold up. Something ain't right. I think it's actually still screwed up and it lied to me. Yeah, it's still screwed up, unfortunately. Oh, because probably now it's actually inside. Now it probably actually is inverted, if I were to guess. Because now if I turn on face orientation, as you can see, it's red. That's because it's inverted. As such, there's a second step that we have to do, which will be flipping everything outside. But we'll do that after I go ahead and fix all the outstanding problems. So I need to do everything in the leg, um, all the ribs, the shoulder, um, and then these parts of the arm. Yeah, most things I need to do, unfortunately. Control, apply, scale. Do I need to do the kneecap? I'm pretty sure I do. Yeah, apply scale. Hold up. Did I actually apply it though? It's hard to tell. Well, I can save and go into Unity and that'll tell me if I actually hit scale. Yeah, I hit scale on the kneecap. I didn't hit it for the leg. Alright, so Control A, scale. But yeah, this is slightly annoying because now I won't be able to just edit one. I'll have to edit both, but it's not the biggest deal. I don't think I'll be changing this model that much. I'll probably be creating a completely separate model when I'm closer to being done. This is mostly a placeholder. So now that should be all of that. We go back into Unity. Everything's still technically inside out, but it should be better now. Yeah, it's all visible. So now all we have to do is just go ahead and um, fix all of our normals, which I should be able to do all at once. I just have to select all the bones that I need. Actually, I can just do this. Click on that. Click on Control I to select everything besides the skeleton. Go into Tab. And at this point, I should be able to just say, um, hold up, something's wrong. I have armature as an option. Hit Control I. Ah, so when I selected the armature, I actually, bruh. Okay, so I select the armature, and I hit Control I, which should select everything that isn't the armature. Okay, but if we move it, for some reason I'm still selecting the armature. What the hell? Yes, he has selected everything besides the armature, so when you go into edit mode, you'll select the armature. Makes sense to me. Alright, by hand then we'll select everything, and then we'll do it manually. This is Blender alright. You can tell it definitely is a Blender moment. Alright, tab. There we go. That's what you like to see. And now what we can do is just hit mesh, normals, recalculate outside, and there we go. Save, and now it's all fixed. It's all perfectly fine. And there you go. Skelly boy, he has bones in him now. Real bones. Which are technically fake bones. Because these are real bones. I totally didn't just make them up. I didn't. Alright, so yeah, next up we need to actually weight paint him. Because right now, if we go ahead and go into pose mode, um, wait, why does he actually have weights? I was gonna do it as a joke because it shouldn't have moved, but why did he actually move? And why are those bones over there moving? What the hell is going on? So if I move this wrong, why is this moving the other hand? Okay, so it appears that when I selected envelope weights, it didn't actually give me weight envelopes, which was what I thought it was going to do. Okay, clicking control on it normally doesn't do that. Man, I love that there's a deselect button that deselects things when I try to deselect them by pressing the control button, which should deselect them. Alright, time to select everything manually. I should be able to select them all from here, actually. So if I go here and then I select all the way down to here. There we go. Now we have all the bones. We're going to enter edit mode. And then we're going to go down here to this. So yeah, the good news is everything should only have one bone. So that's nice. So where to start? I guess down here at the root. So we select that. These should be a part of spine 001. So assign and then hit Control I. All of this should not be a part of spine 001. Technically, it is all technically still part of spine 001 because it's the root, but I'm making a point here. Next up, this should all be a part of spine 002. Assign, Control I. This should not be a part of spine 002. All right. All of this is actually a part of spine 003, including the rib cage. So that's fun. I selected something there, and I don't know what it was. Oh, it was the back face of that. That should be okay, I think. Hopefully. We'll see. We'll find out in just a moment if that was okay or not. That's a problem. Yeah, I forgot about the clavicle. Also, somehow I selected the shoulder. That was not supposed to happen. You know what? We're just gonna make his. I can't really do that. We just won't move it around that much. It won't be that big of a deal. I'm sure it'll be fine. Also, I need to go back into this. Okay, cool. So what should be a part of spine free? Well, for sure, this should be a part of spine free. That's pretty obvious. This should also be a part of spine free. I think I'm gonna make the upper bones connected to the clavicle. These wider ribs, I'm actually gonna make those connected to the shoulder. Just so if I'm moving the shoulder, you have a little bit of movement up there. I think that'll look more correct. All right, so we're gonna go up to spine free, assign you to that, and then hit Control I. Everything else is not a part of spine free. Remove. Also, I just realized because this is an instance, it's not a part of this, which means hooray, it gets to become a real thing. I get nothing sacred. This has to become its own instance. So yeah, scale to, or just scale. Create new object. Let me make sure it actually has selected the correct things. Select spine 1. Select spine 2. Select spine 3. All right. So apparently it didn't really get any of what I just did, so I have to do it again now. Isn't that funny? Assign, Control I, remove. Now if I select. All right, it got one of them. It figured out it needed to be part of one of them. It hasn't realized that it needs this one too, though. Assign. All right, so it should have gotten it by now. So now if I hit select, it gets one of them. Why doesn't it understand it needs this one too? Okay, let's remove it from this one. Then we'll hit assign here. All right, let's see. Does it get it now? So now I forgot about the second one. That's real funny. Hardy har har. I'm having a laugh right now. Remove from you, 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 and assign to you. All right, select. I hate you so much. Assign. Assign. All right, you got it now? It got it now. It knows it needs to assign to this. What it didn't understand is it needs this one too. Is it because they're two separate objects? What the hell? Okay. This is starting to piss me off now. You can't sit here and tell me that you can't have multiple objects assigned to one thing. If that's the case, that makes everything much harder. Actually, it makes everything a lot easier, technically, in a way. So, one more test before I give up on this, and I have to start making every single frickin' bone. Um, if I do this, and I go ahead and assign this to spine 1, I assign it, you see? If I hit select, it sees it. Okay, okay. Now if I hit select here, it does see it here. Alright, alright. I'm gonna try to do it this way first. And if it works, it will work. However, if it doesn't work, then we can go back and remake it. But I think this actually will work in the game, or Blender is just lying to me. Sign, Control I, remove. All right. Next, we're gonna go ahead and do this, not that actually. This. We put it on spine 2, or Control L first. Assign, Control I, remove. So next we're going to go ahead and for spine free, we're going to grab all the things that we had before. This. And then we obviously need the spine sections. Just like that. Control L. We're going to assign it to free. Control I. Remove that from free. This is all part of spine 4. Assign. Control I. Remove. All right, next up is the head. Technically, this doesn't really matter, so I'll just do it this way. Head. Because the mouth is a child of it, it doesn't really matter. So when I move the head, it'll move the mouth anyway. This is just unnecessary. In that case, I won't do it actually. Screw you. Head, assign, Control I. Oh, I forgot about that. So assign, and then Control I, remove, jaw, Control L, assign, remove. If I was spine free for a second, I don't know why I thought it was spine free, but I thought it was spine free for a second. So assign this to jaw, Control L, or Control I actually. Remove from jaw. Next up we have shoulder L, which is going to be this. So shoulder L is right here. Assign, Control L, Control I actually. Remove this from shoulder L. Next we have humerus L. We can just do this. Humerus L, assign, Control I, remove. All right, next we have, I'm dumb, okay. Control L, humerus L, assign, Control I, remove. Next up, we go ahead and grab these two, and this is radius L, assign, Control L, Control I, radius L, remove. Next up, we have this, which is hand L, assign, Control I, remove. Radius or thumb L, assign, inverse, remove. Shoulder R. Oh, I'm stupid. This is shoulder R or shoulder L. Shoulder L. Where's shoulder L? I would love to see shoulder L. Here's shoulder L. Assign, Control L, Control I, remove. There we go. So now we have shoulder R. Assign, Control I, remove. This is humerus R. Assign, inverse, remove. Then we have these two, which are the radius R, assign, invert, and then we remove. This is a very fun process, as you can see. This is hand R, assign, invert, remove. This is thumb R, assign, invert, remove. Cool. Next is pelvis L, assign, invert, remove. Femur L, assign, invert, remove. Next is leg L, um, actually, in, I'll include this in femur L as well. I won't include it in this bin, which will be leg L. Assign, invert, remove. Foot L, assign, invert, remove. Pelvis R, assign, invert, remove. Femur R, assign, invert, remove. Leg, assign, invert, remove. Assign, invert, remove. Okay, now it should be weight painted correctly. So let's try posing it. Yeah, there seems to be a problem here. I honestly don't know what the problem is. I don't know why it decided it wanted to be a pain in the ass, but it decided to be a pain in the ass. It decided that. All right. So next idea, if I go here and go to weight painting, so jaw. So if I start at spine 0, 1, nothing. Spine 0, 2, spine 0, 3, spine 0, head, jaw. So I can't see any of the other actual things, which is interesting. Okay, it has this thing has shoulder in it. I guess doing it all at once wasn't the right play, which means I have to go through every bone and manually select what it is and isn't a part of. Assign to spine 1, remove, remove, remove. Can I just hit down? No, that would be too easy. Remove, 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 remove. There has to be an easier way to do this. I guess we can try it like this. Spine 1. I should probably be in wireframe mode so I can see through the object. I can't see through the object. It's a little risky to do it this way. Alright, if I do this, it's not changing. Oh wait, I can just tap down on this. Okay, while I'm hovering over the screen, it allows me to do it, but not the, otherwise no. Okay. Weight painting, spine 1, it's good. Oh, it is. This is bad. This is a bad. It did a bad. Remove. 3, spine 4, spine 5, spine 6. So on weight painting, oh, I see some green. That shouldn't be there. That is not completely red. Assign. All right, I don't see any green here, so that's good. All right. Cool. Next up, this weight painting. Oh wait, I need to be on all of them. So remove, assign, remove, 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 remove. But this should be okay. Once I get far away from the bones, it should be fine. I should be able to test it like this. So one, bam, 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 bam. All right, cool. So now if I test this by doing this and doing pose mode, kind of works. Okay. Honestly, I could probably just remove what isn't needed here, just for absolute clarity. I think I'm gonna do that. Ah, and it goes up, so screw you, I guess. That's what its motto is. Just make this spine free. Go into edit mode, all assign. Bam. I'll do the same for these as well, might as well. Spine 2. So this just has spine free. This should also just have spine free. And I'll just actually do this now. Assign, boom, remove, remove. Now remove all these. There we go. And now we need to do this for all the bones. All, spine free, assign, bam. I can just remove these two. Remove all these. All right, make this also a part of spine free. All, sign. Sign. All right. Remove all these. There really has to be an easier way to do this, but I'm not looking it up right now. All right, so now the thing should react to spine free. Yeah, the left bones do react now, which is nice. I might add more bones in the future. This is all just temporary because, you know, for some of the animations might want the rib cage to open up a little bit, but that'll come later. And then when I do it, it might just be one single bone, or it might be more. I don't know, but that'll all come later. This should be really easy to change. Anyway, next up, something I should be able to do is if I select all of these, can I just remove all of their bones together? Probably not. Knowing Blender, this will probably have to be copied over or something stupid. All assign. Alright. Now, we look at just you, at your weight painting. That's correct. That's expected. However, if I look at you, yeah, no, it didn't work. Damn it. Thought I might be able to save even a little bit of time. Incorrect. Blender is stupid. Sign. Alright. Remove all of these. Then we're going to assign. So yeah, next up I guess is a shoulder. I'll do the next part of a spine actually next. So we need to remove all of this. Just leave spine 4. All. Assign. Bam. It's actually already on spine 4, so I can just hit assign here. All. Assign. There we go. I did do it on all there. Alright, there we go. What's the next group? Head. Do I include the head as I could do that technically, but it's gonna be like that. I don't think I do. I think I quite literally only do this one for the head. Head, assign, bam, remove literally everything else. Alright, jaw is next. All, um, put it all on jaw. Do this. Bam. Okay, I did capitalize jaw. So now if I go ahead and pose him, you can see that this will move up his mouth. And I even have free roam of it. That's nice. And I can move his head back, and the jaw still moves with it. That's just because the jawbone is a child of the head bone. One interesting thing is that I can actually still scale this. So I can still get some squash and stretch, which is going to be funny. I don't know how much I'm going to use it, but we'll see. It's something that I can think of. Alright, so what's next? So that was, first of all, I'm still in pose mode because, ha, funny, you're not in the right mode. Hee 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 hee. Shoulder L. This has two parts to it. Um, let's start off by I guess we'll do this. Shoulder L. Assign. Then we can remove the rest. Remove all of these. Alright, now we do the same thing here. Assign. Then we remove all of these. Bam. So that gives us shoulder L. I kind of want to see how this looks because this is the actual shoulder. Honestly, that looks okay. Looks a little weird if you try to move his hands forward, though. In that case, I might want it to actually have influence based off of this. So we're actually going to give it a thing for spine.ofpre. And then we're going to set this to 100% as well. Let's see how that looks. It does look a little weird. You can still definitely clip it inside of your body. Ah, yeah, I think I'm actually just gonna put it on spine free. I don't know. I don't think this will move that much actually, so I don't think I think it's okay like this. If this is on both bones, it'll squash and stretch a little bit, but it shouldn't be too noticeable. Because the shoulder bone isn't actually going to be moving around that much. Like it might be doing a little bit of up and down, but even if it moves forward a little bit, it shouldn't cause too much pandemonium. Because think about it like this, with a typical shoulder bone, like yeah, it can move forward a little bit, but typically it's only like that much. And if I move it forward that much right here, like yeah, it moves in, but it's not obvious. Plus, if I ever move it down, this rotates up. But yeah, the main part of the arm that actually rotates is going to be the, arm. This more just serves as a socket for this part to move in. So it shouldn't be that big of a deal. So this is humerus L. We can go ahead and assign. Then we remove everything else. Besides humerus L. If we remove the humerus L, that would be a humerus L. So now we need to do the radius L. Radius L. There we go. We'll remove the rest now as well. And now what we need to do is we need to assign. There we go. It's already on it, so we assign now. Then we go ahead and remove that. There we go. And now thumb. Actually, no, we do the hand first. Assign. Radius L. And there we go. Now we have thumb L. Assign. Technically, I could probably optimize this a little bit more if I went ahead and selected everything and then did a total select, because then whenever I clicked on something, it would already be selected. And I'm not going to do that. It's not that big of a deal. So now we have humerus L, or no, shoulder R. Whoops. So assign. That's shoulder R. Then for this part, we're going to do what we did on the left side. So we're going to leave both shoulder and spine free on it. Leave that. And then here we're going to assign both of them to it. Just like that. So now we have the humerus R. Assign. Here we go. This is already on radius R, so I might as well do this now. Assign. Bam. Man. Something I did at the beginning of summer is I played through the entirety of Ocarina of Time, and right now the music's on Sora's Domain from Breath of the Wild. Damn. Hand R, so I can already just do this. Assign. Just like that. Now we have thumb R. Assign. Bam. Foot R. Alright, we're on to the legs. Let's go. First, I might as well make sure this still works. Rotating that looks good. Rotating this looks good. Rotating this looks good. Maybe that's what I do. Okay, new idea. Get me back to object mode so I can select this. What I'm actually going to do is this. So for this half, it will have complete control. Okay, yeah, this ends in a point. So yeah, here, spine free will have no control. Shoulder L will have complete control. However, for the opposite side, hold up, I missed this. So for this one, hmm, hmm. Let's actually change this to 0.25 right now. So yeah, so it does end in a single point, and it has that. So this is going to be 100% assigned for shoulder L and 0% for spine free. I should actually be able to say this. Assign like this, and then I can just go ahead and select these points like this, and I remove these by 1. I remove these by 2. I remove these by 3. That's on spine free, god damn. Um, so all, well, let me just remove spine free. Let's see if this still works. So under shoulder L, assign it 100% by clicking it a whole bunch. Now I should be able to do this. Go like that. Remove this by 1. That should put it at 0.75. Remove by 2. Remove this by 3. And then I remove this by 4. Now if I go into weight paint, oh, it's probably because assign remove, what? Oh, it was directly assigning it. Oh, it wasn't changing the value by 0.25. It was quite literally just assigning it all. So if I assign it right now, if I go back to here, yeah, it's all one color because it's all 0.25. I thought it was like changing the value. Okay. So if I set this to 0, or I should set this to 1, assign. So next I go ahead and assign this to 0.75. Next I go over here to this, set this to 0.5. Set this to 0.25. Set this to 0. And now if I look at this, yeah, that gives you a more even distribution. And now if I go to object mode, if I go ahead and select this and pose mode, all right, it's not working exactly how I wanted it to. However, I should be able to fix this by just re-adding in the spline 03, just like this. And now if I go ahead and go into edit mode, all spine 03, set its weight to 1. Now let's see what happens. Now if I go ahead and change this pose, it's bending that bone. If I'm rotating spine free, it works as you'd expect. But if I just want to angle this down a little bit, I guess I want to remove its control. Because right now it only has half control. So what I need to do is I actually need to go like this. Go over here to edit mode. We're going to just do this. So this should have a thing of 0. Then here it should have a thing of 0.25. Assign. This should have a weight of 0.5. And as you'd expect, this one should have a weight of 0.75. And now if we go to object mode, we go to U, we go to pose, works as you'd expect here. And then if I go ahead and change the shoulder, the bone curves correctly. Still looks a little bit wonky, but that's to be expected with how weird a bone is. But yeah, now the bone follows this shoulder bone, and it bends to fit it, but it doesn't clip inside of the other bone. So if I do this, the bone literally shrinks down because it has no power near the clavicle. So cool. And obviously this works. And yeah, pretty cool. Now we have to do the other side. Yay. Thankfully, this shouldn't take as long. All right, so on shoulder, so for the shoulder, it should have a weight of 1. Assign. For the spine, it should have a weight of 0. Assign. For this one, it should have, for a spine weight, it should have a 0.25 weight. And for the shoulder, it should have a 0.75 weight. For this, it should have a weight of, for a shoulder weight, it should just be 0.5 all around. And for this, it should have a spine weight of 0.25. And then for shoulder weight, it should have, no, for shoulder weight, it should have a thing of 0.25. Then for a spine weight, it should have a weight of 0.75. And then this is going to have a weight of 1 for its spine and a shoulder weight of 0. And now, yeah, now the right side should work just as well as the left side. All right. So now we can go over to the pelvis. Pelvis L. We'll go ahead and hit A, assign with a weight of 1, and then we'll go ahead and remove everything else. All right. Next is femur L. There we go. The kneecap. I could be really funny and just make like the top half of it be, I think I will. I'll give half of it to the femur, half of it to the leg. So I can just assign both to 1. So let's start off by deleting all these. Oh, wait, that goes up. Never mind. All right, there we go. This is all leg. All right, delete all these. Assign this too. Assign. Hold on, nothing was selected. Now assign. All right, get rid of all those. Now for foot. This is foot L. Assign. There we go. All right, next up is pelvis R. Assign. Remove all these. So used to having to scroll, but I don't need to here. All and then assign. Is femur R, so it's correct. Next we have kneecap R, which is both the femur and that. So assign. Leg R, assign. And get rid of all these. There we go. Just a few more bones. Assign. Get rid of everything else. Assign. Hold on, I deleted my leg because it felt like it. Ah. Please stop deleting leg R. Okay, it's good. Alright, now foot R. All assign. Then we can just delete everything else. Now, we should have a fully rigged model that isn't bad. So we can spin him around, right around, like a record baby, right round. We can twist his spine, that's cool. We can do that. Move the head, move the jaw, move the shoulder, move the arm. Bit stiff, but you know, we'll fix that. Later is just a placeholder so we can test the explosion. Now what should be cool is we should be able to use IK stuff with this as well. So if we do auto IK, we should be able to do stuff like, boom, look at the foot go. So now if we do this, nope, still bends backwards. All right, there we go. So yeah, auto IK works. That's cool. Okay, so that's really cool. So now if we go back into Blender, or Unity, I mean, whoops. Let's see, are those problems real or are they not real? It looks okay to me. I think this is a pretty cool tech. The fact that you can literally just wall jump and then do a boost off of that. Man, you can get really high up with that. So let's see. So yeah, in the player model, it has all these things. So yeah, let's make some quick animations. All right, so in order to do this, we're going to go to the animator, and we're going to open up a nonlinear animator here. We actually don't need that much room here. We can go ahead and squish this up a little bit more. No more T-pose, correct. We're making animations. It's going to be so cool. All right, so dope sheet, we're going to change that to action editor. And we are in pose mode, so that's pretty cool. So because most video games have stuff going to the right, in this video game, we're going to go ahead and we're also going to go to the right. We're going to have all the animations default to the right, and then we'll just have a mirror effect, which should be possible to the left. So let's start off by making an idle animation. So we're going to say new. I guess there's technically no animation for that. Yeah, okay, this is fine. Hold on. Yeah, this should be fine. All right. So we're going to have um, idle. I really want to make sure that I don't overwrite this transform. So we're just let's do this. So we're going to rotate this 90 degrees. Then we're going to insert a keyframe for whole bones. Now if I select everything and I go ahead and go to pose, as I clear transform all, okay, it does fix it, which is good. Of course, if I move change frame, it changes, but that's fine. That's exactly what should happen. So now let's go to all, and we're just going to select that and delete. And now if we change, we can just clear it here, pose. There we go. We're going to start off by rotating on the Z by 90. We actually don't need that much room for this. Let's give a little bit more room for this. Hold on. New, we're going to call this idle. It deleted my original one. I don't know why it did. All right, we're going to go back in time a little bit because I'm not naming my damn animation idle 1. All right, there we go. So now we're working on idle. Um, I think the game is running at 30 frames per second now. I don't know. Um, this is a little confusing. I'm not sure if it's 60 or 30. To rotate on the Z by 90. So let's just make a default idle animation. It is kind of good. I'm going to make sure that my idle animation is a little uneven on both sides. So we're actually going to start off by rotating him a little bit on the Z towards the camera, which is going to be in negative Y direction. Wait, it's in a negative Y direction. Why did he move that way? He's facing this way, which is the Y direction. You know, if this is forward in the game, it'll work. So yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to start off like this. So he's facing a little bit more towards the camera. I'm going to put a little bit more weight on this leg. Oh, I'm in IK mode. So I'm going to move this down a little bit. Give him a little bit of space between his legs. Actually, I want this leg to be more outstretched. Sort of like this. I guess I should actually make the hard part of a model. That way it'll actually animate correctly. Crap. I mean, I guess it'll just be a part of spine free. So it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, in that case, I'll throw away this. Um, yeah, all remove where user transforms. There we go. So yeah, what we're going to do is we're just going to make a placeholder heart right now. I'll just leave it as a sphere for right this moment because it's going to have its own animations, I think. What I want for the animations for the heart are going to be more shape key animations because it's basically just going to flip between being a heart and being a ball. So while it's in the actual skeleton, my plan is for it to be visible. It'll have a see-through thing, a shader that allows it to be seen through the bones with an outline. It'll be really defined. You'll be able to say, oh, he has a heart in him. He's the blue skeleton with the blue half a heart. It'll be very obvious which skeleton is player one and which one's player two. And the heart's going to be a really easy way to distinguish the two. Um, However, when you actually do a dash, or whenever you go ahead and um, whenever you break apart and your heart is dashing, I want it to be a sphere that's sort of stretching like a water droplet. I guess I can sort of show what I mean in Paint. Let me go ahead and open up Paint then. Paint. So yeah, my plan is for while you're in skelly form. So here you are, skeleton. I'm just going to draw a basic spine for now. So you got your ribs. You got your arms. Obviously, I'm not spending too much time on this. I just want to give a rough demonstration. So while you're like this, you're going to be able to see in here. I'm actually going to use a separate color for this just to show. It's going to be very obvious. You're going to have a big heart, and it's going to literally be stapled onto you that says, you are this half of a skeleton. So you'll be able to see it like this. You'll be able to see inside of you, it is heart. It is your half a heart. Then when you break apart, you're going to like shoot out and it's going to start elongated. So it's going to start off as just elongated circle. And as you keep on going, it's going to get shorter and shorter and round out into a sphere until you reform as another skeleton. Or in the case of recombining, it'll merge the two hearts. I'm not quite sure how I'm actually going to do this. Because if I'm animating the heart, well, I guess I'm animating the heart's position with this. And I can make the entire heart an object that has its own animations on top of this. I don't know. yeah, the heart's position definitely needs to be tracked by the actual skeleton. As such, I need to include a heart, a makeshift heart right now. So for right now, this is just going to be an icocylinder or icosphere, sort of like what I have in Unity. I think this worked. If I go ahead and pose now, yeah, looks like it. No. It reacted to shoulder, which should not have happened. Does it react to the other shoulder? That's the real question. No, just to this shoulder. And what this tells me is well, it says that it's specifically the bone of the, hold on. Yeah, vertex groups for that is humerus L. And this is shoulder L, I assume. Correct. So why is the heart, which has a spine.o free? Oh, that's probably why. If I go down here to spine, spine 2, spine free, shoulder L. No, it does not have it as a child. What the hell? Then why is it broken? All right, so let's try this one more time. I'm just going to use empty weights, I guess, and then I'll go ahead and do what I've been doing. All right, just delete everything. Um, click on you, remove everything that isn't spine free, and then in spine free, I go ahead and assign, and now it should work. If it doesn't work, I'm going to be mad. Yeah, cool. So now we can get rid of heart here, I guess. This is going to be annoying. Hmm. And we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. For now, let's make an animation. And it did not actually delete it. Good, good. So idle, rotate 90 on the Z. Z. I'm actually going to try to straighten out his spine a little bit. Make this look like his legs forward. I think I'm actually going to try to make his arm come forward here. So yeah, this will be the base pose for this, for the idle, I, whole character. And 60 frames later, I'll have him resume. About halfway, I want him to open his mouth. I'm going to rotate his mouth a little bit like this, just so you get the crack of his mouth open. Of course, this is just a basic animation. I'm not going to be spending a whole lot of time on this. A bit fast, honestly. make this 80 frames animation. Also, he should be shifting his weight a little bit. Let's stash this for now. I want to see how Unity will react to now there being an animation that it can access. Will it create the animation? Will it use the animation? Will it understand what I've done? It actually did. Also, I can set its position to 0 for the prefab. Oh wait, no, it didn't. I'm dumb. It kinda did. It understood the pose. However, um, if I clear the transform, you can clearly see when I go back to Unity, it has learned nothing. However, what happens if I go here to player? Animation, import animation, keyform reduction. Scene. Hmm. So it's getting the animation from that. So it's not actually getting those from that. Idle? No, it does not see it. Okay, so it does not automatically import animations. However, technically I could just have the nonlinear animation in the scene, and then I could just, so what I could do is this. If I go over here to action clip, or more likely if I go here and I hit um, idle, now if I save, now that I'm in here, now it's seeing the idle animation. And as you can see in the little dummy window down here, it is in fact seeing the animation. So now the real question is, how do I access those animations? I did not want to open another clone of Blender. Surprisingly, that's not what I wanted to do. I'm guessing on here I can go... Wait, why is that in Inspector? Oh, I clicked on that. I guess add component animator might be able to use the animations. Now if I go here, I can add a window, animation, animator. Animation controller. No avatar. Controller, none. Then what is the purpose of the animator if I cannot use it as an animator? Alright, it looks like I'm gonna have to actually export the animation somehow. So I can't just export that animation. Loop time, don't care. Hold on. Is it working right now? Doesn't look like it, as I'd expect. So how do I extract the animation? So yeah, the animation's not going. So somehow I need to actually give it the idle animation. Oh, it actually found the emojis. It did it. It found the emojis here. I can't believe it. Skull emoji, bone jaw, the baguette emoji. Truly incredible. Hmm. Alright, it's giving me an error. I don't know why, but it is giving me an error. Alright, no more error. Of course, I can just export the animation, but I still want to know why it's not actually working. And I'm not sure why that is. So now it should do one animation. Obviously, that isn't necessarily what we want, but now it should do it. Of a one animation. If we go here, to scene view. Did not work. Okay. Let's set this loop time to this. Apply. Doesn't look like it's working. All right. Yep. I do not know what's going on, but I'll experiment with this later. I think it's about time that I go to bed now. All right. So yeah, with that, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.